live. Not this time. Hey guys, guess what? You should join Patreon so you could watch our live video that we just did, because that would be super cool. But no, everyone hates us and we get no support from any of you.
You done?
Don't take that out. Leave it.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Let them know my feelings.
All right. Dear God.
Everyone hates us.
This is Amy's wrath. Oh wait, let me make sure my mic this time. Okay,
It sounds good. It sounds good.
It's connected.
Okay, that's good.
Brie
you
guys missed out.
Technology anymore.
Yeah, I don't know how to technology. I don't have any knowledge in technology.
You know that song?
Yeah. What song?
Hold on. I'm going to sing it to you. You ready? Buy it, use it, break it, fix it, trash it, change it, upgrade it, charge it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it, cut it, pause it, save it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it, plug it, play it, burn it, rip it, drag it, drop and zip it, lock it, okay, and then it goes lock it, fill it, call it, find it, view it, code it, jam it, unlock it, surf it, scroll it, pause it, click it, cross it, crack it, switch, update it, name it, read it, tune it, print it, scan it, send it, fax, rename it, touch it, bring it, pay it, watch it, turn it, leave it, stop, format it, buy it, break it, fix it, fax it, trash it, change it, upgrade it, change it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, crook it, rewrite it, erase it, write it, cut it, paste it, save it, load it, check it, quick rewrite it, plug it, play it, burn it. Why aren't you dancing anymore?
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Thank you.
Because now I'm listening to the lyrics. I didn't know all these were the actual lyrics of that song.
What did you think they were singing? Just like, okay, when you listen to music, do not listen to the lyrics. Because I
do now as an adult, but as a kid, I did not. Like I never listened to. I was going to bring that one up. I never realized the lyrics to that until you made Alice sing it to me. And I was like, what? There was actual lyrics? Like, I've been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from? Cotton Eye Joe.
Do you watch the music video?
Yes. It's so terrible. Oh my God.
Horrid.
Wow.
If I had been for Cotton Eye Joe, I'd been married a long time ago. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe? And do you want to know who Cotton Eye Joe is?
Who is it?
Man. So there's two theories on who this man could be. So the first theory, Brie, I'm glad you asked, thank you, is he lost his eye. And when you would go to like a cheaper surgeon, more so that like you couldn't really afford a surgeon, so you would go to this guy and he would put a cotton ball in your eye as a replacement, because like if you had to have your eye removed. Okay, so that could be him. Or there was, I forgot what there was a disease going around at that time, and the disease would make your eye all creamy, like you go blind, but it like makes it like creamy looking, and so like the color
like
of
foggy
cotton. Yeah, and it was like the color of cotton, and so that was another version. But guess what, Brie? This song is older than dirt. This song dates back to the 1800s.
I'd actually throw a guess out there that it's probably is there any racial stuff in it?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyways, this is not a music podcast. This is
a
true crime and paranormal.
Why did you talk about any of that?
Don't take it out.
So you know how we were supposed to record last week? I wanted to tell you something. And do you know what I want to tell you about? I want to tell you about what I was really mad about.
Me?
Yeah, you. I want to tell
What did
you
I do?
you didn't do anything. But I wanted to tell you what I was really infuriated that I learned about last weekend.
I didn't know you were mad.
I wasn't mad at you. I was just mad at the world.
I didn't know you were mad,
You just
period.
made me think of it because I just talked about racial slurs, or
Oh,
racial
boy.
things. Did you know Cinnamon? Who's the Winnemon?
No.
From Apple Jacks. Cinnamon is the Winnemon. You never watched an Apple Jacks commercial? Oh my god. He's the
Probably.
cinnamon stick who always wins the races.
Oh, okay.
He's got dreads. He had dreads.
Yeah.
And he had a cool, like, Bob Marley beanie. But guess what? He doesn't have dreads or a Bob Marley beanie anymore. I don't even know if he has an accent, but apparently they removed all of it like 2 years ago because it was racial stereotyping. You know what, people? Get over it. We all grew up with Cinnamon as the Winnemon. I'm so mad about that. I know it's stupid.
How does it make you feel, Brie?
Annoyed because it's like there's their childhood.
It's
Like,
taking everything away from you.
it makes me not want to eat Apple Jacks anymore.
How often do you eat Apple Jacks?
Well, not anymore because they have gluten in them, but I really like Apple Jacks.
Apple Jacks is pretty good.
They're pretty delicious.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Cinnamon is the Winnemon. So to you out there, I thought for a second it was like a Mandela effect thingy, and then I was like, no way. I know I remember that commercial for sure. And then I looked it up, and apparently in like 2022 or 2021, they took Mr. Cinnamon out. He's gone. Never
what
been
does he
around.
Look like now?
He's just a cinnamon stick with some eyeballs.
That's stupid.
Stupid. Yeah. He has no personality. His name might as well be Kevin.
And to all the Kevins that are listening, you do in fact do not have a personality.
Sorry. Anyway,
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, if you were forced, okay, I know you're living in Florida, okay? I know it. But if you were forced to live in Florida, what part of Florida would you pick?
All right, I'm looking at the map right now. I don't know. I because I've lived in it before. I don't know why. Oh, never mind. Why am I asking you why you're asking me this? Okay, definitely not southern Florida because I hear it's very crime rated and it's hot. It's hotter there, and it gets hit with hurricanes even harder, and it's like really crowded. I don't want all that crowdedness. I don't know. Maybe St. Gonna say St. Augustine, but I'm pretty sure St. Augustine is also southern Florida. No, it's not. I don't know. Maybe like closer to Orlando a little bit, but that's pretty crowded there too.
Okay.
I don't know. Why? I don't know. I wouldn't live in Florida. If I had a choice, I wouldn't live in Florida. Sorry,
Where
guys.
Would you live?
I don't know. One of the Carolinas.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Boring.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe closer to like Alabama or something. Because I don't know. I'm pretty close to Alabama. Yeah, I am. I'm like an hour and a half, 2 hours away from Alabama.
You're like, I want to be closer.
There's more country out there, and it's I really do like the quiet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, where would you live? Orlando.
Next door to you.
Oh, okay. So I knew where I'd live.
Yeah, but also I do not like the big cities and like Miami and stuff, but I really want to live down there. not in Miami, but like at the very bottom, because I think my husband would really like the fishing. But like if I wasn't moving there with my husband, I would probably stay up on the Panhandle.
Your husband would like the fishing in the Panhandle.
He would?
Yeah. Destin is like one of the best fishing communities in like the state.
Well, then that's where we're moving.
There you go. Go to Destin.
Okay.
A lot of rich people. And Taylor Swift approves of it, so there you go.
Did she like do a stamp of approval?
She wrote a song about it.
Oh.
It's on her new album. The only reason I know about it is because I live right outside of Destin, or not far from Destin. And everybody here was like, oh my God, she loves Destin. Britney Spears has a house here, or had a house here. So does Courtney Cox and JT.
Get out. Get back in your room.
And I think Jaws was shot here too, which is pretty cool.
Sick. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Okay. That's cool.
That was not on my list of places to live. Okay.
Am I going first this week?
Yes. I have a neighborhood story for you.
I want to tell you my neighborhood story.
I thought if you're going first, I tell you mine.
Can you go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on a second. It's gonna be loud for a second. Actually, it's fine. Go ahead.
Okay. My neighborhood's... Oh, my phone died. Damn it.
Yeah, mine's about to be dead too.
Ugh.
Oh, mine died too.
Aw, they died together.
It's a good tragic love story.
My neighborhood story is a personal neighborhood story this week.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, a couple weeks ago, you and I were recording. Remember that? Mm-hmm. When we were recording?
Yeah.
And my husband came in, or remember there was a knock at my door?
Yeah.
Okay. And my husband came in and came into the room and he grabbed a plunger and left. And so I didn't hear about this story about what happened until after you and I were done recording. And I didn't tell it to you. As much as I wanted to tell it to you, I didn't tell it to you because I was like, this is a really good neighborhood story. So what happened was our neighbor knocked on the door and she asked if we had like a snake, like a plumbing snake.
Right.
And so my husband was like, no, but maybe like our plunger is different. So he goes over there to help her unclog her toilet. Do you want to know why her toilet was clogged?
Not really.
You really do. See, here's the situation. She had a problem. And this problem was she had watermelon she no longer wanted to have. And so instead of throwing it outside in the trash outside or in the trash in her kitchen, she flushed it down the toilet.
Why?
Rind and all.
Do you think that the toilet is like your stomach and it dissolves everything or something? What? No way. For real? A watermelon?
With the rind.
I want to know what Rick's reaction was.
He was like, oh, okay. Why would you do that? And she said, well, I guess I should have thrown it outside like everything else.
You think? Why did
so you? She had to like scoop everything out. I don't know why she chose to do that.
Oh my God. Was she high?
Rick thinks that she might have been high because her eyes were super red.
Ah, that makes sense. Oh my God.
I still have questions. So weeks ago, the sewer was backing up, so they called out someone to come like pump the sewer. What is that
Yeah.
called?
The septic?
Pump the septic. And it's not like ours in Alaska where ours is like a little hole.
Right.
It's
Yeah, you
like,
got to dig it up.
yeah, this one, it has like a, no, it had access to it. You just like take the lid off of it, and it's like probably like this big.
Okay.
And so the guy took the lid off of it. There's bags of trash in there. There was a hockey stick. And so I'm wondering, does she not know? Is she the one that put the hockey stick in there in the bag of trash? And you think she just?
I wonder if she tried to like unclog it or something with the hockey stick and like just left it there.
Oh, that would make sense.
What? But
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Okay. Yeah,
That,
that's a good story.
mm,
That's probably
thank you.
that's one of my top ones that you've told me. I
Mm-hmm.
like it. That was a good one.
Thank you.
Oh, all right. So let's get this hometown horrors kicked off.
It's hometown
It w-
horrors.
it's already kicked off with a hometown horrors neighborhood story. That was like from Amy's neighborhood. Oh, all right. So the first one I have for you is from that ghost story website that I told you about.
Oh yeah.
And it says it's from a different country. It's from India. And it was in July of this year.
Okay.
So it says, this is about when I was 15 years old and was enjoying my school days. My father being in the construction business and had a construction site going on, we used to visit the place on the weekends with Papa. It
Okay.
was random Sunday in month of August. We had been with Papa to the construction site and there is a lake nearby, so we spent our day near the lake enjoying the view. We came back home and had dinner outside. Next day, I was down with a high fever and was not able to attend school. This
Aw.
continued for 3 to 4 days, but fever was not getting down, nor with medicines working.
Jeez.
Later, after 3 to 4 days, I used to be good in the daytime and it started to get dark. And as it started to get dark, I used to get the fever, and by midnight I would be burning with a fever, no medicines working. Severe body pain started, and leg pain used to be unbearable. This continued for
Wow.
around 15 days, and my parents started
Jeez.
to get worried as all blood reports were normal, but my health was not getting better. In fact, day by day, I was becoming more weak. One day I was sleeping and suddenly started crying in my sleep, and hearing my cries, my mother ran to me asking what's wrong, but I was sleeping. And what was shocking was I spoke in Kannada language,
Okay.
and I don't even understand a single word of this language. My mother called my father and asked him to come home immediately. This started every day, and now and my parents didn't understand what I was saying and were afraid to share with others, thinking what people will say. But one day our watchman uncle heard the shouts and came up to check if everything was okay, and luckily he was the one to understand the language. With his help, my parents came to know it was a spirit speaking in Kannada and had been seeking help. She was a lady who was murdered by her labor husband just for a bit of money. Because that's not funny. Sorry, you guys don't
No.
understand. Go watch Patreon. Just for a bit of money because she didn't give him anything. She didn't give him it to drink alcohol. Not only she, but her daughter was also murdered by him and were
Oh my gosh.
buried at the same place where my father's construction work was going on. After listening to her whole story, my parents, Watchman, uncle, and his wife, asked her what she wants and why she is troubling me. She said, "I will leave here. All I want is for you to remove mine and my daughter's body from there and give them a proper burial again and complete all required rituals. Also, feed and give a Kamari Kanya, which is all the things we give to soon to be married daughters, because being a mother, she also had a dream of getting her daughter married.
Okay.
So I guess they had to do like a ritual married wedding thing. My father immediately agreed to everything, but asked them to leave me to not trouble me again and would need some time to do all the things she requested. She said, "I never wanted to hurt anyone, but my soul is not at peace and I didn't have any other way." From that day onwards, I started recovering, but used to be afraid of staying alone or going out alone. Days passed.
Sure.
Meanwhile, due to the workload, my father forgot that he had promised the soul to do things. And one day, coming from school, I was met with an accident. It wasn't a major accident, but it was a wake up call. And again, she came. This time it was quite dangerous, as she was not speaking politely but was furious. And then there was my father and my uncle went to the site, did all the required things. They found the body in the same place she mentioned, but it was a skeleton, and Papa and Uncle gave it a proper Angie Sankar, fed a small girl, and gave her clothes and other accessories. It was late evening by the time they returned and asked about my health, but she spoke and said, "Thank you for setting her free, and her soul will be at peace." That was the last day she spoke. All this happening, I never used to remember. My parents told me everything later, what all happened, how I spoke, cried loud, and today, even after years, we donate clothes and food to poor girls. I know she didn't ask to do it every year, but this had become mandatory for my father, and he does it every year without fail. I know we must have heard about souls dangerous. I know we must have heard about Soul's dangerous Athma, but she was really here only to get Mutki, and she never harmed me again. I think
Oh
there's some
my
other
gosh.
language barrier in this, but yes. Basically,
That's crazy.
she was killed, her daughter was killed, and they were never given any peace, and they just wanted a peace. So, yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
It's kind of
That
sweet
poor
though.
boy. Yeah. But still, like, also, how does your dad, like, you're in charge of making sure that this doesn't happen again to your child,
Yeah.
and you
She just
immediately
got too
forget.
busy. It's like, "It's fine, the ghost can wait."
Like,
They're
no.
clearly fine with it. This is just a fluke. It's fine.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So, my first one says, these are mostly news articles that I'm going to read to you.
Okay.
It says a Florida man hoping to get a free ride to Tampa was arrested after he called 911 and lied about having suicidal thoughts in attempt to urgent mental health attention. The situation unfolded on Tuesday when a deputy was dispatched to a Dollar General store on Palmetto Street in Poinciana?
Poinsettia?
No, there's no
Okay.
T in it.
I don't know.
Anyways, so the deputy was responding to, excuse me. Rick, you know your voice is being picked up.
I didn't know my meow was.
Yeah, your
meow didn't get picked up.
Yeah, but Tony's meow is a cat. Yours is an adult man. I'm prejudiced. Okay, so The situation unfolded on Tuesday when a deputy was dispatched to the Dollar General in Palmetto Street in Poinciana. The deputy was responding to a call regarding a man who called 911 alleging that he was having suicidal thoughts. When the deputy spoke with Harris, he ultimately admitted to lying about having suicidal thoughts because he needed a place to spend the night. He said he was tired of living at his current residence. He conducted a plan to call 911 about having suicidal thoughts so he could get Baker. He could get the Baker Act, which is the immediate mental health attention. Get Baker Act and spend a few days in the mental hospital. Once released, he planned to use their resources to set up transportation to get him to Tampa since his mom no longer wanted to drive him there to pick him up. He was arrested on one count of misuse of 911.
Oh.
So
Florida
he was like,
man.
all right, you can put me in a hospital for 3 days, and once you release me, you have to send me somewhere, so you will transport me to Tampa. What?
You said one stereotypical thing about Florida, and that one for sure stereotypical thing.
What?
Dollar General.
Oh.
This is Dollar General everywhere. Josh and I were driving through the country yesterday on the way home from or the day before yesterday on the way home from a couple hours away near where my dad lives, and we passed a really nice looking Dollar General, and Josh was like, wow, that's a really nice big Dollar General there. And I was like, you live in Florida when you're talking about how nice the Dollar Generals are.
But for real.
For real. All right, so I'm finally going to give you the last of the ridiculous cryptids, the last of the 10 ones that I was going over. So I'm on number 6, and we are at the Czechoslovakian Dong Wrangler. Yep. First reported.
You already told this one.
I don't think so. I think I did a I think there was one similar. All right. Well, I'm going to read it again just in case.
Okay, go ahead.
So, first reported in the early 1930s by a couple visiting the town of Schneiderhof in the country then known as Czechoslovakia. The Czechoslovakian dong wrangler is a creature locally well known for its ability to wrangle multiple dongs at will. There have been over 60 reported incidents of dong wrangling from all over Czechoslovakia, but in particular the Filzen region.
Okay.
All right. Number 7, the Paul Bunyan. Paul Bunyan is a lumberjack figure in North American folklore and tradition. One of the most famous and popular North American folklore heroes, he is usually described as a giant as well as a lumberjack of unusual skill and is often accompanied in stories by his animal companion, Babe the Blue Ox.
Yes.
And that's it.
Wait, that was
a Disney
it?
thing? Yeah.
No.
Paul, I didn't know
Bunyan?
Paul Bunyan would be a cryptid. I guess he's a folklore, so
he's
on the list. It's because he's like a giant.
Yeah. He okay.
He's a big guy.
Yeah.
He made the list.
I love that.
Number 8, Japanese hairy fish. The Japanese hairy fish is a mystery fish of Japan. It is said to have scaly fish-like body with a length of 4 to 5 feet with human-like hair on the head. Just on the head. Aggressive.
Do you think that they can pick their hairstyles like one has an emo? Like
I just think about like some kind of blowout or something. They're aggressive, emerges from the water to fight or play. Emits loud cries, said to attack and kill humans by disowning them. What?
Disowning?
I disown you. It is
You
said
were
to
never good for me. I'm disowning you. And then we
never
just
talking to you
die.
again.
How'd you die?
And
Oh, I
like
was disowned.
whips his hair, like the emo thing.
Yeah.
It
You
is
never
said to
understood
live.
me.
You never understood me. It is said to live in an unspecified river in Japan.
Interesting.
Okay, the next one I have, number 9, the Oviedo dick monster.
Did you look up, like, did you specifically type in penis
No.
folklore
This is all one
cryptids?
whole article on
You
cryptidsfandom.com.
you typed in penis cryptids. Please tell
Penis
me all penis cryptids.
penis cryptids.
You're such a butthead.
I would have done poop. I'm a child. Come on.
Yeah, that's true.
In
I have a bunch of TikToks I'm gonna send you after this.
Oh, awesome. So I send you so many, so I get it. In the central Florida town of Oviedo, only 15 minutes away from Orlando, never heard of it, there have been numerous reports and sightings of an alleged cryptid. This creature is said to stand 7 feet tall when fully erect.
It's
It has a
disgusting.
long phallus-shaped body and 2 rounded legs. Thus the name Dick Monster. Most sightings take place at night in the woods of the Stillwater neighborhood, where many teenagers go to smoke cannabis.
Interesting.
Interesting little tidbit you threw in there. As a matter of fact, all settings have been from teenage stoners in Stillwater.
Sounds
Oh,
suspicious.
I think there's something there. Last but not least, number 10, the Veggie Man.
Oh, I like that one.
It says, don't ever trust anyone whose body resembles the green, slender stalk of a plant and who sucks out your blood through 3 or 7 long fingers with needle like tips and suction cups. That's what I always say.
That's disgusting.
So let's see. Jennings Frederick would certainly agree because he allegedly met just such a being while hunting one day in a West Virginia woodland during July of 1968. According to American paranormal researcher Brad Stager, Frederick suddenly became aware of what he later described as a high-pitched jabbering, much like that of a recording running at exaggerated speed. Yet, which he could somehow understand and which was informing him that it came in peace but needed medical assistance. At the same moment, Frederick saw beside him the extraordinary quasi-botanical entity described above with a semi-human face, long ears, yellow slanted eyes, and 2 stick-like arms. Before he had time to be surprised, however, he felt a prickling sensation in one of his hands as if it had become entangled in some thorns. But when he looked, he discovered to his horror that the entity was draining blood from it through its own fingers. Moreover, its eyes suddenly changed color, becoming bright red and yielding a rotating hypnotic effect that rendered its blood sucking operation painless. A minute later, Frederick's enforced transfusion was over, and his mesmerizing recipient fled, bounding away rapidly up a hill, each leap covering a distance exceeding 25 feet. Unfortunately for Frederick, however, once the entity had disappeared, the pain in his hand reappeared, and as he set off back home, he heard a strange humming sound, which he believed to be the entity's craft transporting it back from whence it had come. Frederick was so disturbed by his grotesque grotesque. Duh. He was so disturbed by his experience that he did not speak about it for several months. Some researchers have speculated that it may be a hoax, but those who have spoken to him seem convinced that his account is genuine.
Oh.
And that is the Veggie Man.
I think I like that one the most. Besides Paul Bunyan.
Could you imagine death by a vegetable?
Look what I got.
What do you get? Oh, that's cool.
She said, "Oh, that's cool.
Neat. Is that the
Neat.
Is that a collector's edition or whatever?
More surprise on your face.
She asked if it's the collector's one.
I'm a Harry Potter fan. I don't give a shit about Star Wars.
How do you know if it's a collector's one?
It looks like a collector's one.
She says it looks like a collector's one.
I think they usually say collectors on it.
She says usually they say collectors on it, though.
I don't know. I'm going to order a tattoo.
What?
Okay.
Did you say he's going to order a tattoo?
I know. A tattoo machine.
For his body?
No, Bree. For his teeth.
For him to do them himself?
She said for his body?
I want a tattoo.
He said he's going to tattoo himself a couple times.
He can give me and you best friend tattoos.
Oh, he's interrupting the podcast.
Yeah, he sucks. Shut up.
Another one, Bree.
Denim. Oh,
She
cool.
said Venom. Oh, cool.
Okay, you could say it with a lot more excitement. Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, these are all retired kits that I got.
I don't care. You know what? Yesterday
says
was
she doesn't
September
care.
1st, and a bunch of Harry Potter stuff came out, so that's what's important.
She said September 1st was yesterday and a bunch of Harry Potter stuff came out, and that's what's important. He's not done. She said your stuff is stupid.
Yeah.
This is the coolest one, though. But you don't even know what it is.
Back it up.
See it.
What the f*** is that?
She said she knows what it is.
No, you don't.
Yeah, she said it's from the
You're saying it for her.
No, we're not.
What did she say?
She says it's from the Horizon.
Uh-huh.
The Forbidden West.
She didn't know that.
Yeah, she did. She said that.
She read it off the box.
She did read it off the box.
This one's been retired for like over 6 years.
She said Josh already has that one.
No way. Does he really? Amy's saying all sorts of lies. I can see it in Bree's face. She's probably snorting too.
She's not snorting yet.
I got one more.
He has another
I'm gonna
one.
murder your husband.
She said she's gonna murder you. He said that's fine. He was thinking of me. He said that means she'd have to make a trip all the way here.
Aww.
Okay.
I also got the really big
She's into Marvel right now.
I got the really big R2.
I've always been into Marvel.
Also.
She just started watching all the Marvel movies.
Oh,
I've always watched all the Marvel movies.
Really good too.
She also said that she
Bitch.
She just called me a bitch.
She must have learned that from her daughter.
He's not wrong.
She said he's not wrong. She's always been into Marvel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's why she called me a bitch.
Well, pretty much
I'm
every single
insulted.
product I showed you has been retired for a long time, except for the C-3PO is brand new.
Yeah, and I've seen C-3PO new.
Don't hit his tail.
I petted it. See, he's coming back for some more.
Are you done?
Yeah, that's all the kids
Okay.
have.
You're next.
Okay. Those were crazy. Thank you for sharing those with me.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I didn't say that's not what I said. He said they're not that pricey. I was telling Brie her stories were crazy. Okay. So
shut up, Rick.
So much editing. Okay. So this one says a Florida mom was arrested after she allegedly used an electric screwdriver to drive a nail into her 12-year-old daughter's buttocks, according to the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. Jacelyn Joskowski, 40 years old, was arrested on Friday and charged with child abuse after the alleged incident that unfolded on July 20th. According to the arrest affidavit, Jocelyn and 3 children were hanging picture frames when she approached her 12-year-old daughter and asked her, "Have you ever been screwed in the ass?" That's when the mom allegedly put an electric screwdriver to her daughter's butt cheeks and pressed down on the trigger, driving the screw into her buttocks.
Oh my gosh.
The deputy said the screw was stuck in the victim's buttock cheek until she took it out, the affidavit said, adding that the girl still has a visible mark on her backside. No other details about the incident was released. She has since been released from the county jail after posting a $25,000 bond, online jail records show.
Wow.
There was nothing funny about that one, but
that was awful. What a piece of garbage.
Garbage. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. All right. Well,
moving on.
Next one. This is from Kiora.
Okay.
Kiora, that website.
Kiora,
all right. Yeah. It says about 2 years ago, I lived in a house with 5 bedrooms and we shared about 2 years ago, I lived in a house with 5 bedrooms that we shared with some family. There were 7 of us total, and yet we all could not stand to go into the children's bedroom or even stand close to it. Not even the children would sleep there. Why, you ask? Oh, yeah. Just the ghost lady that seemed to reside there. We all knew about her, and she seemed to be a general she seemed to be a general annoyance in our home, mostly towards me because I saw her the most. A couple things that happened in the stay in this house were she turned off my lamp whenever I turned it on, quite literally flipped the switch after I did in front of my eyes. The audacity.
Oh my gosh.
She slammed my laptop shut while I was watching a movie. She would make her general area darker. It was like never that room. It was like light never hit that room. And there were several lamps and a big window. She moved our things from one side of the bedroom to the other. She opened and closed doors. She made her section of the hallway and the bedroom unbearably cold. She would stare at you as you walked by. She would grab people's feet. And one time when my stepdad was lying in bed, she just creeped through the door and stared at him from the door frame. He was scared shitless. She would not walk into any of our rooms, though, because we had crosses on the door and salt at every corner by the entrances. This is how I learned a spirit won't come in unless you let it. So you can assume that she wasn't all that shy and just dedicated her life to being a general annoyance. Well, one day, in common teenage fashion, I was on a rampage. I was angry, and I don't even remember why or what. Well, I walked by the room, and she stood there, making it extra dark and cold so that I knew she was there. And I turned to her, stared her dead in the eye, and yelled, We are not doing this today. She vanished immediately. I think I scared her. She toned it down to petty annoyances afterwards, like touch you in your sleep and knock stuff off the wall. But she sure as hell never showed her face around me again.
Oh,
good for you.
My word.
We are not doing this today.
Not today.
Not today, Satan.
I love that. Much respect for her. Much respect. Yeah. Okay, so this one, like I said, they're all like news articles. What started as a report road a rage incident in Dunallen
Yep.
incident in Dunallen, Florida, spiraled into a chaotic arrest involving a man, his pit bull, a naked child, over $15,000 in discarded bills, and enough fentanyl to kill over 4,000 people.
Oh my God.
According to the Marin County Sheriff's Office. So Jose Hernandez, 38 years old, is facing several charges after the incident that unfolded in the area of 1700 Southwest Highway 484 on Saturday evening. He's facing battery on a police officer of 2 counts, resisting arrest with violence, child neglect without great bodily harm, trafficking in fentanyl more than 4 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. What, Tony? The Marin County Sheriff's Office was alerted to a possible fight in the road stemmed from a road rage incident, and when deputies arrived to the scene, he found one of the people involved in the alleged incident. That person, identified as Hernandez, was seen throwing garbage out of his open window of his vehicle. The affidavit said this garbage, quote unquote, was later determined to be over $15,000 in bills of different denominations, deputies said. No other details about the road rage incident were made immediately available. When deputies tried to speak with Hernandez, he noticed he wasn't alone in his car. In the passenger seat was a naked and unbuckled child and 2 dogs, one of which was an aggressive pit bull, were in the back of the affidavit said. The deputies asked Hernandez to step out of the car 7 times, but the suspect didn't listen, according to the arrest reports. After my seventh time of requesting him to speak with me behind the car, he rolled the back driver's side window down, at which time his pit bull climbed halfway out of the window, the affidavit said. He asked me, "Are you..." It's the letter P with 3 little asterisks after it. Is that pussy?
Probably.
He asked me, "Are you pussy? Are you scared of dogs?" And then sat up out of his seat and said, "I just fought one like you." Hernandez then appeared, so stupid, to get into a fighting stance and put his hands up, at which time the deputies tried to grab his wrist to physically detain him. The arrest report continued. Hernandez allegedly resisted and at one point nearly pushed the deputies into the road on Highway 484 as busy high traffic area. I didn't realize that this was so long. I'm sorry. I was in fear that he would push me into 484 and that we could be hit by oncoming traffic. Multiple vehicles drove by us at close range during this incident. At this point during the incident, both Hernandez and the deputy were outside of the car. The report said that the deputies were trying to get Hernandez onto the ground to detain him, but again, he would not listen. I was fearful that he was going to attempt to get into his driver's seat and either drive away or get a weapon from his vehicle. The child was still unbuckled in the front seat, and I absolutely could not allow the defendant to get into the vehicle to drive away for the sake of preserving the child's life. The deputy wound up using his taser on Hernandez twice. The second time, the deputy said that Hernandez was able to stand up, rip the taser probs out, and run into the other direction. This man is like crazy.
On something.
Yeah, like PCP or something. He then called for his dog and apparently gave it commands to attack both the first deputy and the backup deputies that arrived during this moment. Other deputies used, I don't even know, it's like pepper spray, to get the dog away from the deputies. The report added that one of the deputies was able to take Hernandez down to the ground, but during their attempt to put handcuffs on him, the dog tried to attack the group. The dog was sprayed again. Hernandez was successfully detained. The Marion County Fire Rescue then responded to transport him for his injuries. The extent of Hernandez's injuries is unknown at this time. While he was on the gurney, he allegedly spit on one of the fire responders and the group of deputies. As deputies canvassed the area along Highway 44, they found $15,415 in bills that Hernandez threw from his car. He didn't explain why he was throwing money out of his car. The spokesperson for the Marion County office told Fox 35. Deputies also reportedly found several clear plastic baggies, which revealed to be 8.5 grams of fentanyl. Additionally, the child that was in the passenger seat was okay.
That's
that man
good.
Sounds like a menace.
That reminds me of watching Patrol Live.
Yes.
You ever watch that?
Yes, I have. I
That
love
show
that
was
show.
so good. Every time Josh's dad comes to visit or we go visit them, he dedicatedly watches that every Friday and Saturday. And if it's ever on TV and we just need something on in the background, that is such a good show to watch.
It is a good show.
Crazy.
The things that the officers have to put up with.
Yes. Like people are like, this is my cousin's car. Oh, okay. So whose marijuana is this? That's not mine. That's also my cousin's.
Yeah.
Why is this car registered in your name?
Because my cousin, he can't.
He has the same name as me. Anyway.
My favorite is when they're like, I didn't know the vehicle was stolen.
Yeah.
You stole it, buddy. You stole
ridiculous. So crazy. I love it. All right. So my last one for you is I stumbled upon this because I saw a Facebook reel about I'll say a creepy grave, and it was a grave that has a dollhouse over it. And apparently that's not that uncommon. So I'm going to talk about a couple of graves that have dollhouses over them and the background story of them.
Okay. I'm very intrigued.
The first one is that of a Lova Klein, who was born in and I am telling these with respect, but it is a tad bit creepy and, respect. So the first one is that of a Lova Klein, who was born in 1902 and had a mysterious illness. While alive, one of the typical things this little girl enjoyed was staring into a 5-foot-high dollhouse that her father had built her.
Aww.
Wow, he loved her.
Yeah, he did.
In only 1908, she unfortunately passed. So I think that would have made her like 5 or 6. Her parents had her precious dollhouse moved to her grave. In the 1940s, her parents passed and were buried somewhere else. Lova's father had requested her house to be destroyed after her mother's death, but instead the community dug up Lova and moved her and the dollhouse to her parents' grave so they could all be together.
Aww.
The locals kept up repairs and the house and even refurnished it when it was broken into by grave robbers.
Okay.
The grave. Yeah.
How'd they break into it?
It's a dollhouse. Because I mean, it's closed. It's a sealed dollhouse, but like you can see into like the glass windows. Okay. It's like a legit house that's like completely closed off.
House.
No. There were some pictures of them. I can send you some of the pictures of them. Yes, because they are able to like furnish it and put like dolls in it and like little trinkets and stuff.
Okay.
So like they went in there and like stole shit, which like your pieces of garbage. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the grave is said to be haunted. A glow has been seen within the dollhouse windows at dusk, even though there are no lights in it. And orbs have also been seen nearby, and the tiny furniture supposedly moves around.
That's weird.
The next one I have is that of a Dorothy Mae Harvey. Her family were passing through Medina, Tennessee on their way north to find work. Dorothy at the age of 5 became sick and died of measles on June 1st of 1931. Her family had no money, so the kind townspeople of Medina had a tombstone put in for her, and she had always wanted a dollhouse, so they built one over her grave as well. Dorothy's parents then continued on to their journey, leaving their little girl behind. Unfortunately, vandals at some point destroyed the original dollhouse. Like, come on, people, y'all are jerks.
People are awful.
But the townspeople did replace it with another one, and it still stands to this day. Toys and flowers are left behind by her graveside to this very day all the time. And legend has it, you can sometimes see Dorothy when you look into the windows of her dollhouse.
Aww.
I know.
That's so
and
sad.
The last one I have is from Vivian May Allison. Vivian passed in 1899 at the young age of 6 years old in Cornersville, Indiana. That year for Christmas, she wanted a dollhouse, but she had passed before it was given to her. Her father placed it over her grave, adding toys and trinkets that Vivian loved. For 70 years, her parents took care of it until they passed and were buried next to her, leaving the upkeep to her sister. And then after she had passed, the townspeople had taken over, and also vandals also ripped up this one as well. But it was put back. Many believe it's haunted and say that they have visited on multiple occasions and have seen dolls move on the inside of the dollhouse. Yeah, very, very creepy.
Yeah.
But sweet.
That's so sweet.
I know.
Babies.
I know.
Those were good.
And that's all.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks, buddy.
Okay. So my last one also happened in Florida. I don't know if you saw that there was a trend this week.
It's weird. Weird. I feel like all these have something to do with Florida.
Such a weird coincidence.
Hey, Florida man. There's podcast. They were first other podcasts to say something to us. So Florida Men podcast, you guys are cool.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
They commented on our podcast, or they gave us a review.
Oh.
Long time ago. Like when we first started.
Oh.
Yeah. They seem cool.
So cool. I'm sure you told me that, but I've forgotten.
Yeah. It was a long time ago. It was almost 3 years ago.
Yeah, it has. Yeah. Okay, so on Sunday, shortly after 8 p.m., officers were called to a St. Petersburg home on Wahoo Drive after an argument turned physical. Fiasco doused his mother with spaghetti sauce, which was found in her hair, police said. Fiasco initially ran from the scene, but was later returned to the home and was found hiding in the backyard bushes. The officers yelled at him, "Please show me your hands," and he tried to run off again, but was caught and taken into custody, and he was booked into the county jail and was released the next day. It was very short, but I thought it was funny that he
threw tomato sauce
at his mom. Such a dummy.
Maybe she smelled like a skunk.
Maybe. That's it. That's all I got for you, bud.
Cool. That's a good one. That's a good one. All good ones. I liked them.
Yeah.
Actually, they were all really terrible.
I'm sorry.
I hate all those people. They're jerks.
I know.
They suck. You want to hear a neighborhood story?
Yes, please.
Okay. Stop brushing my cat. To the person who assumes my cat is homeless, he's not. Recently, he has been coming in looking especially groomed for a rough and tumble outside cat. His fur feels luxurious, but I'm salty because he doesn't let me brush him. I saved him from the needle and adopted his traitor self 6 years ago. So please leave my giant ginger Jack alone. I even ordered a new tag with the request. Like the tag on it, there's a picture of the tag underneath and it says, Jack, to the stranger who is brushing my cat, stop.
Why would you be salty about? I get it,
Right?
because my cats don't like me brushing them, but like, at least he's getting brushed.
Yeah, exactly. Like, at least they're getting taken care of. You don't have to do it.
I know. Brushing a cat is a pain. I just did it on Saturday. Like, it's a constant fight. It's like, it's honestly like trying to hold down a toddler. I don't know. We're gonna get.
Sorry. Yeah.
You're good.
It's late.
We just recorded 2 episodes, you guys, so you guys need to go check out Patreon so that you can listen to that episode.
Yeah, you can get in on the exclusive one. Also, be sure to send in your spooky, scary bedtime stories that your kids are telling you that are either scary stories that they make up or from their favorite books that they've read or even jokes. So please send in those recordings of your adorable little children or crotch goblins so that I can put them all together and make a kids episode, and it'll be safe for your kids to listen to and everything. So, and make sure you can either add their names or they can use some kind of alias name, like a fake name.
Or no name at all.
Yep, or no name at all. Whatever you want.
Okay.
Anyway.
Thank you. Have you checked in on the... Oh, also, you guys, if you're going to buy something from Spirit Halloween, go look at the stuff and then go home and go to our website and click on our
promotions tab
and go through that link so we can get a kickback. That's supporting us.
Yep, it is. Even if you don't want to join Patreon, just go do that. Yeah. That'd be great. You're going to go there anyway, so.
Yeah, Alice, I took her on Saturday and I was like, "Okay, we can go, but we're not getting anything." She's like, "Okay." And she tried. She was like, "Mom, please, I need socks." And I was like, "I'm buying the socks online. Sorry."
Yep. Yeah. So.
Okay. Have you checked on the neighbors?
What's with the neighbors?
Bree and Amy.
Out.
Say hi to your cats for us.
That was perfect. Don't get dead. Meow. He's like, stop it. That's exactly